Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Gamey Daddy channel. So today we're going to be diving deep into some of the systems that are in Division 2, and I'm sure this video is more than likely going to help a lot of the new-ish players coming in. And please forgive me when I say new players, I mean somebody who has reached level 30 and in many cases is at level 40, just haven't finished the Warlords of New York DLC, because the Division, you're going to spend more of your time in the end game playing, farming, doing activities. And so you're still most likely new when you're, just starting the game. And also you're somewhat new when you're actually finishing the storyline. The rest of it, putting you in the veteran status is when you've done a lot of the other missions as, time goes on. Now, there's a little neat trick that I usually do from time to time, and I call it, it's something that I nickname Get to the Chopper. And what I do is whenever enemy NPCs are basically spawning from, a chopper, I basically throw my chem launcher fire starter on that chopper just to basically nuke them. So I did the trick here, and I wanted to show you what it is, but I'll tell you one of the reasons why I think the trick was much more effective, and that's the subject of this video. So I fired a chem launcher at the chopper, and then, basically ignite it, and then I fired again, boom, ignite it, and basically look, everyone that's coming out of the chopper is lit in flames, and they're basically all dead by the time they hit the ground. Most of them are. And the other ones that aren't dead yet, they'll most likely die before they even get to us. That's also because my teammates are peppering them. But the first set of kills was basically due to the gear set that I was wearing, but that's not the whole story. So let's pause and let's go back to why I was able to put out that much damage, even though I was just using your good old Eclipse protocol with the Vile Mask. I'm using a Wyvern holster because I can't seem to find a Golan one yet. So for those of you who are like, oh, you can get more damage, I feel you, I get you. Once I'm able to get that, then that'll be cool. Now, yes, my Wyvern piece is giving me status effect and a lot of skill damage, I see, but there might have been something you also missed in that particular clip. Now look very closely right before I actually, and I'm sorry this is not in full screen, I'm still learning how to deal with the PS5 and the media controls, but this is actually quite nice. You can actually have your game open while you still are recording videos. So look very closely on our team, and you're going to notice that right before I throw down, I throw down that fire starter, I get a heal from one of my teammates, and that really does change the game. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so I put a med armor kit on, and right before he hits me with a heal, and then in just a few seconds afterwards, I'm able to get my chem launcher up. If you look on the bottom of my screen, there's a blue notification, and that person is running the Future Initiative gear set. This gear set improves your skill damage when you're healed. This gear set allows your teammates to improve their damage when you heal them. And so I wasn't just able to put out that much damage because of what I'm wearing. I was able to put out that much damage because that agent, a random matchmade agent, by the way, hit me with that heal, and basically we were able to take out the entire town. So I have a few pieces of the gear here. I don't know if I have a good 4 pieces to be able to show you, all that it's actually made of. It's a very solid gear set. In fact, I made a video a while ago with one of our community members here. Big time shout out to Mr. Fat Ninja DM. I'll link that video for you guys to go ahead and check out so that you can see what these pieces do. And I looked at the person's, brand combination, and they didn't even have the chest piece and the backpack, which are items that are actually right now exclusive to the Iron Horse raid. So if you look at the Future Initiative gear set, the first 2 pieces will give you, let me see if I can actually donate here. I can't really see well. It will give you 30% repair skills. So bear with me, the text is not necessarily too bright, but that 30% repair skill that you have basically buffs your enemy, your agents or you when you heal. Gives you a very nice exponential healing capability. I wish we had overheal in this game for agents, but it seems the NPCs have it and we don't have it. So that's kind of sad. Massive probably needs to look into that. They're going to be tweaking any systems for their next update. And then the 3 pieces gives you 15% skill haste and 30% skill duration. That's actually really nice, because if you have a hive and you have, any other skill proxy that's, that needs duration, that really does help. But here's where the 4 pieces really takes it up a notch. It says what happens is it increases you and your allies' total weapon and skill damage by 15% when at full armor. When you repair an ally, you and all allies within you are repaired for 60% of that amount. But the biggest thing here is 15% of your damage, weapon and skill damage, is basically improved when you're at full armor. So this is a really interesting thing because this guy just kept popping heals on everybody. And I kept wondering, man, he's an effective healer. And then I looked and I was like, oh, future initiative. And I can tell you that we were plowing through that mission like, basically a hot knife on butter, because 2 of the other folk were running the Capacitor and Empress International build. So the enemy NPCs, they had no chance. I felt really bad for them at one point. But this is what I wanted to showcase in this video, that if you are a healer or if you're a support player, this is a build paradigm. I usually use the word paradigm, but this is a build strategy that you can use to help buff your team. There are numerous kinds of builds that are existent in the Division 2 that allow for you to be able to do some really creative work when it comes to building to support your team, building in a way that gets your team, much more of an advantage and even give them a bigger buff. Now, even what's better was, this same agent was running the survivalist specialization. Now, one thing about your specializations, and for those of you who are new in this game, you're probably still leveling up your specializations. If you have the Warlords of New York DLC, I would say boost your character, or at least boost one character so that the character, basically has all the specializations leveled up. As much as you want to play the game from level 1 through 30, yay, good for you. Maybe you want to do that to learn the mechanics. There's nothing wrong with that. But the specialization points, they take a while to gather. I mean, even this is my PC account, and I still need to unlock these because I did not buy the year 1 season pass on here, and I don't think I'm going to buy it. But the survivalist specialization is one of the specializations that allows for your teammates to be able to gain an extra 10% bonus damage to targets with status effects. So even you don't have to apply the status effect as a survivalist. Your group members just gain that buff. And also, I understand that they were most likely running survivalist as well, because it's actually the better, specialization to run when you're actually running a skill. Healer build. It really does help your teammates to be able to grant them, basically an extra 15% increase outgoing or healing. So that's one of the reasons I'm certain that they were actually running that. Sorry, I can't speak. It's past midnight. But I wanted to highlight this because, Future Initiative is not a brand set that a lot of people really do use. And, I can understand, this agent running this, and it was just an opportune scenario and an opportune situation. So if you're running something like this, yes, you may not get a lot of damage out of it, but the amount of combined extra damage that you're going to be giving your team, I would say, is absolutely worth it. I mean, we literally beat down on these enemy NPCs. It was so much fun. It was one of those fun runs that you do, that you're just like, man, this is insane. I really enjoyed the synergy. I really enjoyed the way everybody was playing. It kind of started out a little bit rough, because, that's one thing about the enemy NPCs. They'll throw you for a loop. But at the end of the day, we just came out swinging, and, we were able to beat this legendary with no hassles at all. And I'm sure this same process will work for any mission. So consider the gear set combination. I'm looking for 2 other pieces, and eventually I'm going to have one of them, one of these kinds of builds actually made and ready to go, so that in the event that I'm in a group where I see that everyone's already running some level of skill builds for damage, I'll be very happy to provide the buff that's needed in order for them to be able to be more successful. But here's the clip again, man. Eclipse Protocol just doing all that damage, and I was like, wait, I know my build can kind of pull that off, but on this character I've not been able to optimize the build yet. So it was a little shocking. So I had to basically look and be like, how did we put out so much damage? But look at what our teammate is doing. He's keeping everybody at full bars and just making sure we are dealing as much damage as we can. This is a good player right here, man. I can't even overstate how important this person was, or this particular system is, for groups and even for our group. So that's it for me. Thank you so much for your time and audience. I appreciate you guys so much. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. If you're a new agent and you have any questions, be sure to ask. There are people in the community that'll be happy to answer these questions for you. Talk to you all soon. Peace.